didn't fit the ball.
I need to print this one up.
Here you go. Flower bucket. Flower bucket. Yeah. 2091. Chiba Security? Yeah. 208.
Okay.
That's it. 71. Same water, same fish, right? As long as they were the next one, or next, let's go to 32. I think it's just awkward there. Yeah, first thing it did, came in, put its min on
Hey Dan,
Yes.
how much coffee did you give your fish?
Starbucks.
Espresso, double shot.
Restaurant.
67.
67.
67. Overstraw.
And that would be Morgoy.
$50, $60, he'll go 60, 60, 50 out, 50 once, 50 twice, Sold for $50.
Favorite fish I've seen in the States and the shows that I've done this year and have been to, certainly in the top. I'd even say it's probably the top fish that I've seen this year at any koi show. And I've been to 9 of them now. So. No, I don't. The owner is... Who's the breeder?
Sakai.
Sakai. Sakai. There you go. So one way to think about sashi and kiwa, think of shingles. Okay. Well, let's talk on the back side first. If this is the back scale, the scale it overlies the scale behind it. So if the scale is full, it should be sharp on the back. If it's a little blurry on the back edge, that scale that's covered, that shingle is not painted all the way. On the front side, underneath you may have the red, right? But if you have white when they're young, it's a little bit more translucent. So you can see through the white, and you see the red peeking underneath. If you see several reds underneath, it tells me usually the white is not strong. It won't cover the red. So, and when they get really big, they almost want to separate, and you get the hooker. So it's very important to have good quality in all the scales. But the sashi in the front, you see that blurring? That's, you're looking through. On the back, you should see it sharp, like, you know, Marizoma. You see that, the nice little scalloping, and sometimes you see it where it's just so sharp and straight across. So I challenge you when you look at the younger fish, that's what you're looking for. Any other questions on this one? Okay, let's move to the Grand Champion Gusaki. After Larkin, questions?
Can you go through just kind of what the pattern is, what y'all saw on the Chiba?
The pattern on the Chiba?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to hear what you have to say about the Chiba too.
Okay. While we're here, actually, Gary, you want to go ahead and start on the Chiba?
So Chiba, loosely translated, means leaves on water, and that's kind of what you're supposed to get the heat pattern. The brown is actually heat. You want a nice pattern across the back that kind of looks like leaves on water. You're also looking for the reticulation on each and every scale. That fish has got, every scale is outlined in black, both in the Hien and the gray. And you also look for big, heavy body. They're chagoys and the chibas, they're the hogs. They're the hogs in the pond. They're usually the first one there to drop food in the water. They're waiting on it with their mouths open. So they're generally big-bodied fish. They're very friendly. And if you're having problems with your fish eating, put one of those in there. He'll train them to eat.
Just like that story I told you about the chagoy, they actually are very smart.
Our fish got kind of spooked in our big girl pond, and they wanted to eat down low. They wouldn't come up. And about 2 months ago, we put in a nice Deutsch Chiba that we bought from Carl. And it hadn't been fed in about 4 months, so it was right up there at the top. And now all our fish are right up there now next to it with it.
Yeah, in my pond, it's, you know, I've got a chagoy where my daughter will come out with some food in her hand, just put it in the water, and just suck it right out of her hand. She likes to take her friends down there. What's this?
Larkin, on these fish with the pattern wise, because they tend to get larger and they tend to break up a little bit as they get older. To actually accomplish something over metallic fish is quite an accomplishment.
Any other questions? Another one of these? Let's move next door.
Thank you, sir.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Are you from here? From down
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. So congratulations again.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Jeff.
So we've got a couple other winners in this tank. We'll start off with the Grand Champion Gusaki. Just all the same things that we were just saying about the Supreme Champion. I hope that this gets up to that size and maintains its luster and all of its shine. But same type things. You look to see how the sashi in the front end, see how sharp the kiwa is on the back. Each one of those shingles is kind of laying down, covering the white underneath. And we just have a nice, beautiful body line. You see the conformation as it comes back. Again, nice thick tail tube. And, you know, again, it's funny because both of these koi, when we came to the tank, just kind of come right to you. And when they're swimming around, we know who the leader is. It's like, I'm winning today. You get behind me. See? She's coming forward. Just on time. But it's, when we're looking at kohaku, another thing is, we look at, say, the dorsal ray. And if you see here, it's okay to have a little benny that goes in the dorsal ray. We try not to have it all the way to the top. It adds an element of elegance. When we talk about an edome, this is about as good a edome as you can ever get. On the peduncle from the back to the tail, that spot, you see a nice sharp line. So when you have the white at the end of a kohaku and a white tail, as it swims, it gives the illusion of just this elegance. Now, if it had benny all the way to the tail, then you see this white, it's not as elegant as this larger petal. If you look at, like a lot of the champions up here, you see the edomes, they have that elegant, so if you have benny that actually goes more down toward the nose like the very first one, then it's balanced. All the others, if you look at them carefully, they all have that extra oomph factor, that elegance, as well as the sanki, which we can see in this as well. But this is an absolutely gorgeous fish. It's been well kept. I mean, just everything is spectacular on this fish.
A little bit younger fish.
Sorry.
A little bit younger, not as old as the Supreme.
Yeah, the range champion. I think this one was 1 year younger than the Supreme Champion.
Right.
But
See
the Sankey is about 3 years younger than this kohaku.
You see how the fuker, and even on both fish, not quite as developed as it is on an older koi.
Yes, and especially the kohaku was raised by Jennifer and Tom from this side, and we give
That in and of
credit for
itself
them
is going to be an
raise
accomplishment.
from this side until now, and turn out
To
beautiful koi.
take it from a small fish to a large fish.
Yes, yes.
And unfortunately, we don't see that as often as we like. I always try to recognize the husbandry of a koi, of a champion koi, and I really like to place more of an accomplishment on taking the koi from a 1 or 2 or 3 year old in your pond and raising it for 3 years, as opposed to having a koi delivered to you at a koi show and then taking it home. I think it's just kind of as an aside note, we should be recognizing more husbandry at these shows because we are a hobbyist organization than in a breeder situation. So,
This is a challenge for Bill Tullis and all others. See if you can find that beautiful baby. You win baby, you bring it back. You win young, bring it back. Adult, mature, grand. Now some of us will skip, but it's the same fish. You might go here to here to here, but that is one of the ultimate prizes, to be able to go. And like the grand champion that I showed you, my very first one, had one baby, had one all the way up, all the way to grand. Then I retired. Said, okay, you're done. You've been to every show, you've won everything, you're good.
a lot of folks tend to think that, and it's our fault as judges earlier on when we would say to win size 1 and size 2 you need a finished fish. And people would say that in the early years, 1 or 2 years, it would take a finished male to win. So this thing about the male now and the color, that's gone. And if it's a young fish of quality, it doesn't necessarily have to be a finished fish. Okay? A 4A fish should beat a 1A fish, whether it's male, female, finished or not finished. So,
and it's also true that a size 1 can already have the bone structure, skeletal structure to carry it to this size later. So when you're looking at when you look at the baby champion, you see that fish and you say, "Oh my God, that has a frame already. You look at all the other size ones. Go to a dealer tag. That's one of my favorite things. Go to the dealer tag and see if you can pick out the body. Pretend there's no pattern on them. Just look at them. And then you say, okay, well, if they're not wearing any clothes, this is all they got. Now we are trying to figure out just on the body.
A fish, one of my mentors early on explained it to me, and the men will understand this. Rita Hayworth and Marilyn Monroe were very beautiful women. They were beautiful in coveralls, they're beautiful in pajamas, they're beautiful in flannel, they're beautiful in an evening gown. And a koi is going to be the same. Okay, so we have to look at the body and we have to look at that conformation.
Don't fall in love with the pattern. Fall in love with the body. It'll dress itself. And you know, when we already pointed out, like in the Grand Champion, the foot ring adds an extra dimension. You know, you've got that thick tail tube. You want it all balanced. You look for the future. But I think one other thing on here is, you know, when you're looking at a beautiful two-step here, the kirikome, the little cut in on the white on the shoulder, you know, that's another thing. That's just another elegance point. You know, sometimes. For sure.
Sake are, if you want to get a lesson in humility, get a sake early on. They will teach you a number of things. They will teach you about water quality, they will teach you about food, they will teach you about water temperature, they will teach you about filtration, they will teach you about patience. And the most difficult part of these fish is the fact that they're three colors. And when you want to bring them to a show, you've got to get three colors bang on. Now, those things I all mentioned before about food and water quality and temperature, they will all affect those three colors together and independently. So they're very difficult fish. It's very difficult to find a good young one, and it's even more difficult to find one that you put in your pond at a year or two old that you get to be 7 or 8 years old. Sake have a tendency, because of some various bloodlines, but one of the traits is they're going to grow this way first, lengthwise, and then about anywhere from 5 to 7 years, the patience factor sets in. Then they're eventually going to get some girth. The sake, we have to look at all three of those factors that are going to be finished in the fish. The shiroji, the white, okay, again the background, and it's going to be something that we want to see finished. And it's going to have to set off or accentuate the other three colors. The beni, even from nose to tail, and the sumi has to be up in inky black. Predominantly, you want to see it around the back, or up higher, up high on the fish.
Here, there's so many more, some inside, some outside. What I'd like to do is just grab one of the three of us. If you have questions on your tank, we'll be glad to kind of go over it and do some individual teaching. So we'll just kind of split this part and go to the next. So who wants Gary, who wants Dale, who wants me? So just tell us where you want it. Sure.